What if the Book of Mormon wasn't translated into English? Would it be possible for you to gain a testimony of its truth? For the members in a small Balkan country named Macedonia, this trial is a reality. Macedonia was dedicated for missionary work in 2010, with the first full-time missionaries arriving in 2013. To learn more, I sat down with returned missionaries working on the translation of the Book of Mormon, and also with some members and asked them about their testimony of the Book of Mormon.
So in Macedonia, we don't have a Book of Mormon in Macedonian quite yet. So what the missionaries use are the Serbian Book of Mormon. And we use that because it's kind of a similar language where they can pick up on certain words. And a lot of the older generation, they were forced to learn Serbian because they were in Yugoslavia, and that's what they had to do. So that's why a lot of our members are older, because they are able to actually understand Serbian and actually read the Book of Mormon in that way, and that's why we use it.
There is a head translator named Nikola, and he does like a dry draft just all the way through by himself. And then once that's done, he gives it to the lead, I forget what she's called, but like the secondary translator. And she goes through all of that work and reconciles with him anything that she thinks needs to be changed. And so between the two of them, once they have a translation that they think is good, then they pass it on to me. And I'm the leader of the review committee, is what it's called. And so it's me and then like two other natives, ideally. Sometimes it's had to switch around, but like me and two other natives. And we read through the translation that they gave us and mark anything. We look for two things specifically: whether it is doctrinally accurate and whether it is linguistically accurate, meaning like if it fits the language of scripture, because you can translate something accurately and still have it sound like modern lingo instead of like actual scriptural language. And so those are the two things we look for. And then once we've read through the whole translation and given our feedback, then we so my whole committee gives all of their comments to me, and then I'm sort of the in-betweener for both sides of it. So then I give the comments to the head translator and the secondary translator, and then we reconcile and work it out until we're all happy with the translation, if that makes sense. And then once we're happy, we do it in segments. So once we have finished a segment, then that segment gets published to the Gospel Library, so that members and whoever else can read it. And if they have feedback, then they can reach out, and so we still have time to edit it and change it before it's published into a hard copy, which will happen once all of the segments are finished. And yeah.
And how long is the process? Like when did it start exactly? Do you know?
So it started, let me think. I don't know when the head translator, Nikola, I don't know when he started exactly, but I know the review process got going in October 2019, I think. So it's been a little over a year, and we are just now finishing Alma. So it's like a little over halfway done, but it's pretty slow.
Yeah.
Што ти значи книгата на Мормон?
Книгата на Мормон е уште едно сведоштво на Исус Христос на подоцнежните дни. Ја верувам дека само Библијата не Бог само Библијата не можел да биде, затоа што Бог секогаш работи преку пророци. И верувам дека ние знаеш дека ние во нашата вера ние имаме пророк. Како што у тоа време Господ Бог работи со пророци, како што работи со Мојсе, како што работи со Ибраим, како што работи со Ној, и секогаш преку нив Господ дал откривение во светот. И верувам дека книгата на Мормон е едно списание преку тоа е книга Sveta knjiga, to je jedno svedoštvo preko Bog, Isus Kristus, preko proroci, što se Nefi, Alma i tije, to ni pokazuje дека тие пророци работеле преку Светиот Дух, откривале работи што нас ке ни треба во потеснежните дни, денешните денови. Значи, тоа е уште едно сведоштво на Исус Христос, на подошните дни. Значи, Господ, денеска имаме ние пророци што се живи. Господ уште работи со преку пророци, открива работи што ние треба да ги знаеме. Книгата на Мормон е многу едно сведоштво за Бог преку пророците како работи, како функционира.
Having a Book of Mormon in Macedonian would mean a lot to the members, the missionaries, the country, the work there. It was a while ago, my companion and I, we read a talk, and one of the things this lady said was, when the Book of Mormon is in your language, it touches an extra heartstring. And that's just really powerful, and I think that's how we feel about a Book of Mormon in Macedonian. It would really touch an extra heartstring of the people there, because it's really hard as a missionary to testify of this book and then say, hey, sorry, we don't have one in your language. Here's one in a language you might understand. And then they can't read it and feel the power of the Book of Mormon. So having a Book of Mormon in Macedonian would allow people to really understand the gospel and to feel the power of that book and to be converted. And so I think it would bring just a lot of power to the work in Macedonia.